then, huh?
Mm-hmm. We're going to share this post and we're live. Okay. Hi, GITV. Bob the X-Man Hildebrand here with
Spartan 117GW.
and
Bantha Bill.
well played, Bantha Bill. And it is March 3rd, 2015. And before we get into the topic of today's live show, which is Airsoft Bucket List, we're going to go over currently available promos. First of which is our coupon code for 25% off select items is still live. It's 2015-2015 for long. Also, we have free shipping on orders over $80 if you use the coupon code GI Free Ship. Now, we also are offering global shipping right now, of which I believe over 50 countries now are
Something like
taking
that,
part. Yeah, I know. So we ship all over the world except North Korea. And you can take part of that.
They don't play nice.
No, they don't. You can take advantage of that by just clicking the blue global checkout button. So if you're watching this from Denmark, Hong Kong, or any other country outside the United States, well, Hong Kong's not a country, but okay.
Oconus.
What's that?
Oconus.
Oconus?
Yeah, like outside the country.
Oh, I've never heard that phrase before.
Really? Like CONUS is here in the States.
Continental U.S.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a
it makes sense.
Well, anyway, those folks that are in Oconus can take part in global shipping. If you just heard that explanation on what Oconus is.
That sounds like a Hawaiian phrase. Oconus. Like it sounds like something like Hawaiian sounding. Like
yes.
Yes.
Like pokey. No, you know what pokey? It's like that tuna that's... No, okay, whatever. I'm moving on. Okay, so we also have two awesome games coming up this month. The first one that's going to happen is BB Wars Battlefront Virginia Recon. That's on March 22nd. Yeah, that's right. You played at X-Zone before.
Yeah. Yes,
So this is going to be at X-Zone, Virginia, in Chesterfield, Virginia. It's happening once again March 22nd. That's a Sunday. The Imperial side is going to be commanded by Ed the Meerkat, and the Rebel side is going to be commanded by Commander Panda.
pandas.
Cool. Yes, quite. Now, we also have BB Wars Episode 1, A New Dawn, happening. Now, that's on March 29th, a Sunday, at D14 Airsoft Field. It's a great field staffed with amazing, amazing folks that also play Airsoft, so they know what they're doing, and they do it very, very well. It's a great field, and we're going to have a lot of crazy stuff at this event, especially the fact that I believe we have already 4 vehicles secured.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of extra smoke grenades for use. I know a bunch of people already signed up and planning on sniping the Imperial side. So it should be really fun. It's going to be a whole day of gameplay, along with raffles sponsored by KWA, as well as Jag Precision and BioVal. Now, currently, BB Wars Battlefront Recon is sponsored by Bolt. Bolt Airsoft, which is pretty awesome. So you can expect raffle prizes from them. And we also have a BB Wars game coming up in Southern California, but we can't give you, I know, right? We can't give you too many details on that. In fact, all the details I can give you on that, I just did. So,
it's been a while since there's been one down here.
I know, and we want to take care of the folks in Southern California, but there's a lot of U.S. to cover, you know.
Indeed.
Good talk.
It's a big country.
It is. We've also got a blitz, another blitz going on, this time for Classic Army Scar Heavies. Now, this is going to happen actually tonight at midnight, right as it kicks over into Wednesday.
Pacific Standard Time.
Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, Bill. Now, normally these guns are around, I believe, $280, and the blitz price for these is going to be $134.99, essentially $135. I know, that's $145 off. Pretty much over 50% off on those Scar Heavies. So, what's up, Matthew Lerner? I see you right there. So, yeah, that's going to do it.
Hey, Robo Murray's here.
Really?
Yeah, Robo Murray.
Oh, hey, what's up? And congratulations, Robo. And hello, Action Sport Games Bob. This is technically a double Bob day.
Double Bob
sir. Oh, man. All right, so that's going to do it for our promos. So now we can...
mic.
Done. That's a paper, not a mic. But we can talk about our Airsoft bucket list. Now, essentially what this is like, you know, stuff that we've always wanted to do in Airsoft, stuff we haven't done yet that we really want to, or things that might not necessarily be feasible but will be really cool if they could be. So we're basically just going to alternate and talk about like things we always want to do. And I want you to start out, Bill, because you mentioned an Airsoft game, and I countered with like that's already been done by airsofters in Russia.
Yeah.
But why don't you tell our viewers what that idea was?
Mine was very specific. It was Airsoft on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship. More specifically, I'd like the one where it's like, you can actually, there's like a big enough ship they have now where it's almost like, think of it as like 2 long buildings on the side and a big old open promenade in the center. You can like zip line from side to side.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. But yeah, a cruise ship would be like, not a cargo ship. I feel like cargo ship is like, It's
Something
plain.
more exotic.
Something more exotic where it's like, where are you? Oh, I'm taking cover in the casino. Where are you? I'm on the Lido deck.
What is the Lido deck?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Sounds
I think it's the top deck.
I like calling it because like there's the quarter deck, but it's also referred to the top deck on like let's say a pirate ship or like a Royal Navy ship.
Poop deck.
There's the quarter deck and the poop deck. So I like that. Yeah.
Is it called a poop deck? Because like that's where they would go up to go BM.
No, usually they would go BM actually on the front of the ship near the forecastle, but spelled forecastle. But yeah, they go off the front and usually they'd use a rope to wipe themselves. I had a middle school.
How do you know this?
I had a middle school trip out to, I can't remember where in Southern California, but the trip is called the Tall Ships, and we would literally stay and crew a tall ship for like 2 days.
Wow, that's
out in the open water.
I wish, but we were like little school children, so we were like in dock while we had to crew it. So
That's still pretty cool.
it was fun. I was mate of the riggers crew, so we did a lot of rope stuff, but
rope stuff.
So
So you pooped off the front of the deck.
don't judge me.
Okay.
All right, so Greg, why don't we hear like just something that you've always wanted to do, or something maybe you couldn't do, but would be cool if you could.
You know, I even talked to Josh Warren from Milsim West about this, but it would be cool to jump into a Milsim op. I know that's something that you kind of.
I think we talked about this actually like a few months
I'm
ago.
qualified. I know you're qualified.
Well, you're qualified for static jump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never done that, but it'd be really fun.
Wait, refresh my memory. What's static jump again?
Static is like literally you hand your static line and jump master without getting your arm ripped off, and you jump out of the bird.
Basically, once you jump out of the plane, the static line pulls your parachute forward.
Oh, okay, the one where it's like in like the military, you see all the guys lined up and they're hooked up into a thing, and they're just
That's
like, and
static line.
yay!
Yeah. What I did was accelerated free
Yeah,
fall.
free
So
fall, yeah.
essentially, I jump out with my own chute, and then I pull it at a predetermined altitude, usually 5, 4, or 3,500.
So like the one is like, oh, I'm a special ops Navy SEAL, and then the other one's like, oh, this is the opening of Red Dawn.
Well, it's like you could be a ranger going to take an airfield. You could be, 101st or
Situation
82nd.
dictates.
There you go.
Like use each one depending. Like if you want to be sneaky, you're probably gonna do like free fall or halo or whatever. But if you're like, we need to fill this AO with bodies, then you're gonna do static line.
Like
And-
Red Dawn.
And a lot of people in the soft community are trained to both.
Yes.
And you typically have to do static line before you can do free fall.
Yeah, I would imagine like you need to learn how to just fall out of an airplane before they're like, hey, fall, and like now you're on your own. Figure out when to pull the chute.
I do remember skydiving when I used to skydive regularly, and there were 2 people that were actually doing static line jumping that day, and I didn't know why because I mean, in my opinion, free fall is more fun because you get to fly around and all that stuff.
You get to enjoy the falling.
Exactly, the 1 to 2 minute of flying around, but they had their static lines attached to their rigs, and they open up the door on the side of the plane just to get some air in, and these guys are like, all right, good to go, and just jumped out, and they're like, we were like 15,000 feet, and it was a hot day, so those guys were up there for like half an hour.
Oh my god!
Because like the warm air rises, pushes up the chute, so yeah.
Get pushed up into.
Yeah, well, it sucked for them because I know one of the guys when he got on the ground, he's like, I had to poop so bad, and he was stuck. So
it would have been funny if he was just like.
Yeah, static line you normally do it like anywhere between like 1,800 or below typically, and like for combat it's like 500-600 and below. It's like I mean 800 is kind of like the average, but I mean I've heard for like an actual combat drop they'll jump so low you pretty much don't even use your reserve.
I was just gonna. I think I've heard you say it before, and
I've without the reserve chute, it's just like good luck.
Yes, some folks have also said in the military channel where the reserve just is not going to have time to open anyway. And I know regular parachutes for free fall civilians, it takes about 1,000 feet for the main chute to open, and about 1,000 feet for the main chute to open. I believe 500 or 600 feet for your reserve chute to open. How long does it take for
for a static line? I think it's probably like 300 feet, something like that. I mean, it opens like right away.
So if you're doing like a combat jump at 500, the chute has barely opened before you really hit.
Yeah, you pretty much get like almost no airtime, and then you're floating there, and then you're on the ground. Hopefully, you didn't break anything, and then you get it back into the fight.
Hoping for the best.
Yes. Yeah, milsim. Just think about it like you land, you go put you on your nods, you just see like parachutes coming down in the distance, like this is milsim.
Yeah, that would be really awesome. I always fantasize about like. Obviously skydiving into an airsoft operation, and I always like had these like ridiculous fantasies about what I do when I'm flying down. Like, oh, I'm gonna skydive into Irene and then land on a building, but as I'm coming in from a landing, I pull out a pistol and cap guys on the roof. That would never happen successfully. Well, in addition to that, there's wires all over the place, and I contact one of those wires, I'm just getting caught.
Toast.
Yeah.
Tostitos.
Indeed.
Well, now what's yours? Since apparently Greg took yours, now you have to think.
Well, that's one of mine.
I'm pretty sure he's got more up his sleeve.
Yeah, another one that's on deck is being able to reenact the movie The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Well, are you going to also stab yourself in the heart with a giant needle after, like...
Wait, I want to answer that really quick, Greg. On sheer coincidence, because I had such bad allergies and asthma, I actually have an EpiPen, which I have to put on my thigh, and the needle's like this long.
Yeah, but it's not the one that's like this.
Okay, I know.
He's like...
It's not like a cardiac EpiPen.
Well, but it is filled with epinephrine. So.
Yeah, well, I just remember seeing that part. I was like, yeah, I don't know if that thing, like, I know it's life or death, but I'd be like,
yeah. You want to know what's funny? Apparently, there is no shower room like that on The Rock.
Really?
Yeah. Because like one of the guys I used to talk to who plays Airsoft at GamePod, he was one of the security guys on The Rock. And like, I don't know, it's like apparently they've done like training and airsoft stuff on The Rock.
What? I've heard that.
One of the first things they were looking for was where's the shower.
Of course. I will not give that order. Yeah.
That's a good movie. I'm gonna watch that movie.
Fun fact about The Rock: the shower room is but a lie.
Yeah,
but it's an awesome one.
I want to know more about people getting to airsoft there.
We really can't go into the details of that because it is a very kind of secret thing. It's mostly to do with law enforcement and such. So we can't go into the details on that.
We can just say it's happened.
It has.
I didn't know it was for law enforcement. I thought it was like they're like, hey, we're having a game.
No,
it's not a game so much as like a legit training.
Training, yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Nathan Little, your shout out is approved. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about some more like bucket lists for
Drive a tank.
What?
Drive a tank.
Highly acceptable. I want to call out, has been done before, I believe at Burgett or some ops in Europe. Some folks have actually brought T-72 tanks, like actual T-72s.
Well, before, like a long time ago when I played at Jericho, the first time I ever played there, they were rolling the APC in the middle of the game.
That's awesome.
Like you piled out of the APC.
There's actually like a video of, I think in one of American Milsim's trailers, like where they actually have a heavy armored vehicle or light armored vehicle there. I'm not sure which trailer it is. I think there's like a Going Loud trailer, but it was cool. It was like running over a vehicle or something. It was pretty
Dude, I like how the American Milsim events are run, and specifically at Ironclad, they were on the cusp of actually getting striker vehicles, which would have been so cool.
That would be sick.
And the manager of our GI Tactical East Coast location is calling me right now, so can't really answer. However, Disposable Heroes did say hi. I don't see him in the chat, but I just got a text from him. So
speaking of which, they don't they usually like have an APC at Lion Claws?
Yeah, Disposable Heroes has access to a really awesome APC. I've never actually been in it, which I'm regretting right now, but I want to see it, and they do take it out to certain operations. Depending on, like, you know, how far away it is, because gas for that thing does cost a ton.
Is it like a legit APC?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like the armored security vehicle, the ASV.
It's like M1113.
Oh,
like
okay.
The track
So
one
it's a M113. So it's the aluminum tin can.
Is it M1113 or M1?
M113.
It's the one with the really steep front, right?
Yeah. That's your standard troop carrier from like Vietnam and stuff like that. And that was kind of like the base of what they designed the Bradley off of.
I remember.
And if you've seen the Pentagon War
I was just gonna say it. Yeah.
Hilarious.
Kelsey Grammer.
I was gonna say wasn't the Bradley originally like they're like, oh man, this thing kind of isn't as good as we thought, but then they added a bunch of stuff to it and like, oh, now it's awesome.
Go watch Pentagon Wars. It's probably on Netflix because you'll get the full story behind its development, and it ain't pretty.
So it's kind of like a vehicle that was made to do something and ended up kind of being something totally else.
It's like we want something stealthy, but we want it to have the armament of a tank, and we want it to have a tow missile launcher. We want this. Okay, so it's a stealthy thing that's too big to hide. I can't crawl up on people. It's got the armament of a tank, but no armor to like stop anything, and it's like you can fit 6 guys.
It's like thin as a butter. The armor's so thin, like a T-72 would wreck that thing.
Oh yeah, right through it. But it's ended up like performing pretty darn well over the course of its.
Well, because it hauls ass, doesn't it?
Well, they also added on armor on the outside. But let's get back on topic. Let's talk about other bucket list things.
Driving Bradley.
Well, you already said like tank, so we got. Let's go back to Greg. Like as far as like what would be like on your bucket list.
Man, I mean, I'd really love to call in like an airstrike or something like that, or like have like a jet fly over right as like we call it in, and like the jet flies over, and then the admins like drop Artie on like the enemy position.
That would be too cool for school. Yeah, if you could link in.
Like get some guy with a plane or something, or a jet.
Oh my god, that'd be so
maybe you have a loudspeaker that goes.
I actually want to do a shout out really quick to Chips Dips, who is actually just commented. He's watching the show. I actually ran into him at Subway about 20 minutes ago. I walked in and I was like, I think this kid recognized me, but I'm going to order my sandwich.
Well, like, is he's like looking at you?
Well, no. He just like quickly glanced up. I was like, I wonder if he recognized me. And then I got my sandwich. I sat down. And before he left, he came up just to say hi really politely. And it's just really funny. He's watching the show right now. Just commenting. So, hi, Chips Dips. It was nice to meet you.
Taco Tuesday.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Taco Tuesday at Subway. What?
No, what?
He said Taco Tuesday, but you were at Subway.
Well, I went to Subway,
Yeah,
but there's a good Taco Tuesday
okay.
right near there. Okay, so airstrike coordinated with an airplane flying over. I am not rated for scuba diving.
Oh,
but I want to do some water operations, like scuba diving into an op, but like a small force is part of a bigger op, like not like, all right, guys, you're on this island, you know a scuba team is coming in, so kill him. But yeah, like more so like, all right, there's a lot of fighting going on. They probably won't expect a scuba team to come in through the back door. Cause there was actually one op I went to, I think it was Line Clause 9, maybe 8, where this group called Hatchet Force went and scaled almost a sheer cliff to get and capture an enemy objective. And the enemy team had placed the objective there because they're like, no one's coming up this cliff. And a Hatchet Force went up the cliff and just took it right up from under them. So
that's awesome.
It's kind of cool when you have those big games, but like those, recon guys or special forces guys, the guys that go around and flank behind the enemy are actually effective and have the opportunity to catch people by surprise.
Like recce stuff. And
yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I saw someone comment that was like, ooh, that would be awesome. Fast rope out of a helicopter.
I was actually about to say that, too.
That would be dope.
That would be awesome.
Basically, air assault onto an objective.
Just got to make sure you got the leather gloves.
Yeah. Sean Fowler, your shout out is approved. Let's see. Bill, going back to you, what would be another bucket list thing? And it better be good.
Honestly, using a man-portable minigun and just like walking down the street and mowing down everybody.
Apparently, you need to go back in time to TV before.
Yeah. There was a rebel carrying a minigun.
Yeah, I know. Didn't we use it in the trailer?
Okay, fine, Bill. Jeez.
I saw it. Yeah.
Although I will say I've been on the receiving end of one of those. There's a guy at I think it was Red Storm 2. He had a Predator mask. He had a minigun, and John Liu said like, well, I don't think
really like.
Well, he told me he's like, yeah, it's not milsim for you to walk around with it. And then he's like, but if we attach that M3 Scout car over there, totally cool. So we see him driving around.
Work it in there.
Yeah, but I remember we saw him come around the corner, and everyone just scattered because we didn't want to get shot by it. And some people went into cold storage, some people went into a building, and they both like held the door shut. I was left with nowhere to go. So I hid behind a tiny brick. I was really like scooching back and forth behind this brick and never got shot, but it was going everywhere. So many rounds.
Thing is, I feel like if you carry that thing, you just have to like walk up next to someone and wait until there's that awkward silence. They look at you and you just go, I ain't got time to bleed.
And I want to see a bunch of guys dressed up as the Ghostbusters with polar stars at a minigun game.
That would be awesome.
Touche, Greg. Touche. That's pretty cool.
What if they cross
They got their proton packs with like a polar star?
Yeah.
What if they cross their beams?
If they cross streams.
Yeah, it's airsoft. Streams. The more, it's like it'd just be white death everywhere. And like have one of the guys in the backpack play out the speakers.
That would be cool. If you just
Ghostbusters.
That would be cool if you see him rolling.
Maybe, and also instead of an APC, they're rolling in the actual Ghostbusters mobile.
That would be
cool. Ecto 1?
Ecto 1, I think. Yeah.
That'd be sick. You're just like, we're getting hit. But like, what? By Ghostbusters.
Polar
stars.
What?
Say again.
Only if Bill Murray is actually there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
Want to throw out the shout out to DJ Cash Stash. Your shout out is approved. What's up, Bill?
I was about to say, it'd be really fun, but it'd be impossible because trains are too narrow. Did you ever play the original Gears of War?
Yeah, I have.
Do you remember at the very end of the game how you are working up a train?
Fighting on a train? Yeah.
Fighting on a train, but the problem is like our trains are not like as wide as Gears of War trains.
Yeah, that's true. That wouldn't fly as well.
I mean, unless you want to try and do some Steven Seagal
stuff. You see like
stuff.
a train gunfight in the movie, it's like very small numbers of guys or one guy fighting through the whole train.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Snowpiercer?
Yeah, but that's a big train. That's a really big train.
Yeah.
It's it's basically like a city on a train.
Yeah.
I mean, it had like a kindergarten car.
Yeah, right.
So I want to say hi really quick to Matthew Morgan and Betsy. What's up, Betsy? Good to see you here again. I was just thinking though, in addition to like underwater airsoft, it'd be cool to do like ship to ship or ship to shore, like
boarding action.
Yeah, boarding action. Like I remember playing Boarding Actions down in San Diego, and it was way different than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be a whole mock-up of a ship.
That's only like...
Well, it was basically like room placement of a ship. So there was like a bridge, a deck. It was placed all out, but it was like a CQB facility, essentially. Yeah. It was still really, really fun. And I had a fire extinguisher explode next to me. And I remember coughing for like 3 weeks and getting a headache every time I coughed.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's really bad. I should have got it checked out.
Yeah, you probably should.
Probably should have.
That would actually, speaking of that, just thinking, would be really fun. The USS Iowa, the battleship, airsofting on that. Like, not like a smaller...
on a carrier or a battleship.
A carrier would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
It's just, I think when you get down to the destroyers and the smaller stuff, it's just too close. Like, it's smaller than some CQB facilities.
Yeah, we'd be able to fit a lot of people on a destroyer or even a frigate.
Did you play any of the old Battlefield maps where you're fighting on a carrier? Like in Battlefield 2, I know they had like the carrier, and like you go down to like the lower decks. And
I don't think
it's pretty crazy.
I don't think I had those maps, but I played 2142 where you would assault the Titan.
And they also got Battlefield 4. I mean, like, because it goes from like large scale to kind of like Star Wars where you're fighting through the hallway and like all the guys are like camped up. And, like, throwing grenades, and a couple guys run through and they get wasted, but then you're able to fight through it like the stormtroopers. It's pretty sick.
No, I'd agree. It's just definitely a corridor of fire.
Boarding action.
Yeah. Max Frey, your shout out is approved. Let's see some other bucket list things. Now I'm going to name one that is not physically possible yet, but will be really cool. You know Halo ODST?
Yeah.
I want to do a drop like that.
Oh, well, yeah. That's totally awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was thinking originally Space Marines and Warhammer 40K and their drop pods, but so more people understand it if you've seen Halo ODST, any of those commercials.
Any like that. That's one of the like for a lot of future sci-fi games. It's like it's basically the next level of airborne, basically.
Exactly.
Drop them from space because they can get on target much faster.
They could always,
anywhere in the world.
You could always. What if there was a place, a field? No. Bear with me for a minute.
Nope.
You got the pods, and the thing is, everyone starts out in the pod, and at the very beginning of the game, you hear a horn sound, and the door like blows off or like lifts up really quick or something like this. So it's like you were just dropped, and you're like, oh crap, and then you have to go out.
Well, that'd be really cool, but you need a lot of pods for that.
Yeah, I'm saying. I mean,
I'm just saying.
That almost sounds like Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Hunger Games is real fun.
It'd be cool if you guys did Hunger Games, but the field was like designed for Hunger Games.
Yeah.
That'd be
You mean like
cool.
with a huge cornucopia in the middle, like with
a stash of weapons?
We've tried the cornucopia in the middle before,
and everyone dies real fast.
Yeah, it happens really fast.
Well,
and
I mean, the movie is kind of split because some people will go out, and then a lot of people will go to the middle, but it kind of plays out.
Jinx.
You only said that.
Okay. Just go back.
Okay. Anyway, the thing is though, the difference is in the movie and like obviously Airsoft is Airsoft takes one hit for you to die, and it doesn't matter if you're someone of my stature or you're someone very small. Whereas in the Hunger Games, you got melee weapons and you have like a big dude that just snaps a small kid's neck. So like you could go to the middle in the real Hunger Games and come out alive, not just like and dead, like because BBs are one shot to kill, whereas in Hunger Games, may have to hack someone with a hatchet for a while.
Well, I mean, it's stuff. You got to simplify stuff where you can just to make it fair. In my in my own personal opinion, whenever we have done those games with the cornucopias in the center, I'll like run a few feet forward, and if there's nothing grab, I just run for the outskirts. Because like all the death happens in the first 15, 20 seconds.
What's fun is when you find a grenade and you just chase after someone screaming.
I've been there with him, yeah.
Oh no, that happened with me. I was chasing after Paul Kim. And he turns around, he's got a gun, and I'm like, nope, and I just chuck it and dive behind the door.
Greg and I had one of those where I wasn't as lucky as you.
Did you hit him in the head?
No. What happened is
behind me, but you got the grenade off.
Yeah,
I was able to get one shot on you.
Yeah, the timing was epic because actually right before the game, I told everyone, I don't want to be that guy that only finds a grenade. And then I'm the guy that only finds a grenade. And then I see his shadow, and then I toss it, and he comes out and just hits me center mass. And I drop, and the grenade explodes. I think it's behind your head or something, but yeah, it just, and then right after we both dropped, I think
Daniel came by.
No. Well, someone did the Hunger Games whistle really loud, and I was like, "Great, this is so cool." So, it was pretty awesome.
I think it was the guy with the bullhorn. He was doing the whistle himself.
One of the game pod refs. That's right. Yeah. Ari Chrysidakis, please forgive me if I said your name incorrectly. Your shout out is approved. Okay, now let's talk about some more bucket list stuff, just so we can keep on topic. Let's see, what is some more fun stuff? The Death Star.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a given.
Star Wars cosplay Airsoft.
could be interesting. I mean, there's
Stormtroopers versus rebels.
There's the Imperial gun already available, and obviously a lot of people start Stormtrooper
You get the kit. You get the kit, and you just have to make sure you put like Lexon lenses on like the mask so you don't like completely shoot through it.
Well, I was gonna say the tough part is getting the Rebel kit, because like nobody really makes helmets. No one's made the blaster for it.
Like the long helmet.
But at least you can supplement with ATAC.
You could make the long helmet. Think of like the speed skater helmets or like the speed skier helmets or like those big long aerodynamic.
The ones that are really expensive.
Well,
yeah.
I think with a little research you can kind of figure out how they made it for the first movie, and then just kind of because you could probably make that out of like parts as opposed to like the Stormtrooper thing. That's a kit. That's a kit.
Research and
the
work.
Forest of Endor helmet though.
And play in the Redwood Forest.
The Forest of Endor helmet would be easier though because that one's it's closer to like a regular looking helmet.
I would agree with that because that would be a much easier one, and then you get to use ATACs.
Yeah.
Airsoft, Vicious and Delicious just said something. It's gone now, but I remember enough. He's like, I want to be shot from a cannon, and then as I'm in air, I'm just like dropping thunder beams. So that's pretty cool. Okay.
Cosplay. Well, I mean, Airsoft is kind of like cosplay. But
bye, Nathan Little. Bye.
There was one thing that. I guess this wasn't really on my bucket list, but I was telling you about it earlier. That on Sunday we had an employee private game at SC Village, and at the very end we joined all the walk-on players and do the mega game. Well, at one point at the mega game, everyone's all running, but I'm the only person that's crossing the street walking, and I'm just walking like putting shots right into a window. And right as I'm about to get to the side of the building, my gun goes dry. I pull it. Grab my pistol out, just glance in real quick, see there's two guys, and like I'm looking straight and go pop, pop, and get both guys.
That's lucky.
And the ref is just like,
you just John Wooed that.
Dude, that was amazing.
John Woo.
Very well played.
And like the people in there were like, what just happened?
I don't understand. Nicholas Bizzotti, your shout out is approved. Okay, let's see. What are some other cool things to do? I know there's got to be so many other things. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I would like to airsoft with a full auto shotgun. That's just me.
It'd be cool airsofting with rib boats, boat to boat.
Yeah, well.
With like a bunch of rib boats, like a whole lake with like a bunch of boats, and like everyone's like driving around, like shooting at each other, chasing each other on rib boats and stuff.
That would be really fun. That would be
wait. As long as you know you're with some Austrian blonde chick that said, "I said don't go between them," and you got Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And then you got the guy, dun, 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 and you're like going through, and the ships come together.
Those Chris Crafts are expensive as hell.
Yeah. They're beautiful.
They are.
And they're
then they got chewed up by the big.
That was sick.
Yeah, and then at the very end you have to be punching someone as the boat's getting chopped up.
Jeez. Thunderbeast suicide bombing. That's really fun. I have a quick story to tell you about that, about Thunderbeast suicide bombing. You remember Andrew Ty?
Yeah.
At Timber Spot 3, he was my negotiator / translator for the tribes. Yeah. And I told him, I was like, Andrew, I want you to go out there and negotiate as hard as you can. Here's some candy and some Maxim magazines. Do your best. And if it goes south, if it really goes south, I have a Claymore and a bunch of Thunderbees, and what I want you to do is tell them you have an offer they can't refuse, and to just bunch up real quick so you can hear them. And basically, when it went south, the Claymore we couldn't get strapped to his chest, so he's like, okay, and then Thunderbee drop. So basically, when they're like, we're not gonna be in your team, he's like, okay, I got one more offer. Boom, you're all dead. So it was awesome.
You got him.
Yeah.
Victory at all costs.
Indeed. Let's see. AKM4 Airsoft 5531. Your shout out is approved. Now let's see some other stuff that will be really, really fun. International Space Station.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
Zero G.
Be a lot of vomit.
Zero G Airsoft.
Oh man, they just keep going. Like you ricochet it into.
That would actually
Zero G. Your BBs would go like infinite range.
Well, that's the thing is Zero G. You would need no hop up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
You would need no hop up. And your velocity that it exits the barrel, it would remain that.
That's what.
However, actually, technically, it would slow down in air because of resistance.
Hey,
but
here's a cool one: fighting in like an underwater subpen, like kind of like like an underwater aquatic station or something like that.
Take the subpen or like some sort of like evil bosses like residents in the water. Like
that'd be pretty cool. And like you look out the glass. Fishies.
Yes.
Meanwhile, in God, I had it and I forgot it.
Almost.
Nostromo. That's a good one. You know Nostromo?
Oh, that's Alien.
The White House. That's
what? Oh, the White House. Yeah.
Oh! I thought you were saying like, yeah, it's the White House. Like, no, it's the ship from Alien.
Cool if someone like made like a mock White House at like the airsoft field, and you can do like the White House like.
Oh, be
like
Secret Service
is fallen, and like a bunch of, like just like a Faded Giant where a bunch of guys get on the suits and stuff
Back
and they
to
protect the guy. You have like the Secret Service versus like all the people attacking.
That'd be cool.
Back to Nostromo's. How terrifying of a game, like a horror survival game, would be? Alien? A person dressed as the alien, and then there's like a bunch of you that have to survive.
Speaking of that, they're doing a new Alien movie, I think.
Oh,
and a lot of the original cast is signed on, including Sigourney.
Actually, I think I heard about that.
Yep.
At least to answer your question, although not actually answering it, I had a friend way back when I was living in Bakersfield. He was a 20-year Navy vet, and he had a suit that he picked up in Japan. It was a full-on, like, made in the 80s, like, alien suit. But the cool thing is it had a pressure, like an air tube.
Oh, did it control the mouth? Oh, my God.
I know. And
maybe it could have been one of the prop ones or one of
those. That's terrifying.
He told me he gave one of his petty officers a heart attack on the ship, and then like the dude didn't remember, and he's like, "Oh man, I almost killed you."
Yeah. Like especially like if you're just like walking, you just see like out of the thing, like if you're hiding like in tubes, and then the head just moves, you're like, no, nope.
All right. Let's see. What else is there that would be really cool though beyond my bucket list, or your guys' bucket list for that matter?
Predator game, like with a dude legit dressed as a predator.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. And like he's actually got the tri-laser, and you're just
and
like
it works.
hiding, and you're just like, oh, I've been spotted. I've been made. Run away.
So I feel like I've already lost.
And like the guy's got like built-in like thermal lenses.
I was gonna say, can't you make the predator noise?
Yeah, you can have a speaker. Like a lot of the cosplayers do it when they have like the.
No, I'm saying Bob literally can make the noise.
But I mean, like to have it like really like the sound
loud.
really
like,
resonate. Like I was talking to some of the cosplayers this weekend. Like I mean, just like for the Stormtrooper thing, you can probably get it to play like the Predator through the mic and have it go out.
It'd be cool if you could throw the sound so it's coming from a direction you're not actually in. That'd be scary.
But just imagine you're fighting in the jungle and then you just hear that out of nowhere and it's just like, oh.
Nope.
I just started digging a hole. I'd be like, nope, I'm just staying here. Oh my god, that'd be really scary.
It's just a game.
Yeah.
It's just a game.
Oh man.
Yeah. As long as when he takes off his mask,
it's just BB Wars. I will. Let's see. What's another good one?
What about a Halo themed game?
Like
where people were actually.
Greg would be interested in that.
I know, right? Guys were actually all in Spartan suits, and somehow people made elite suits work.
That'd be cool. We were just talking about that, about the feasibility of airsofting in a
Halo suit.
Yeah,
it's heavy.
Well, that and also shouldering is a problem.
No, I mean if you get comfortable.
Just gotta watch where the white BBs go.
Yep.
Well, no, I mean like physically trying to rest it against your shoulder. It's gonna like be out there.
Yeah. I want to actually do a game where people actually dress up as cops and robbers and do like Heat style stuff.
We were talking about doing a hardline game.
Yeah, like me and Joss are still kind of working on that. Hopefully that might go down, but that'd be cool because like have like everyone like dressed up in like suits and balaclavas and like sport jackets and bags and have like the red bags with like Monopoly money.
I was gonna say
that'd be cool.
You've seen Reno 911, right?
Of course.
I'm wearing the shorts.
Oh my god. I'm just gonna aim for the legs.
Oh god. I was actually gonna say what would be kind of cool for the cops and robbers one is because I've been playing Payday 2 a lot.
Yeah.
If they had like I know they have balaclavas, but in that game they have like the really like the clown masks.
Yeah. Now, I would agree. Greg and I were also talking about something else about the animal control unit.
Jurassic Park.
And you know those
the dinosaurs. I know what you're talking about.
Lifelike looking dinosaurs scare those people in Japan. Like that would be so cool. Oh my god. Yeah.
I'd run around in a dino costume.
They look really like lifelike. I mean,
it's not until you look at the legs, you're like, I got you. You're wearing leggings.
I think one thing that'd be kind of cool if they did like what? Something good?
You guys ever heard of like Jump Zone or Airsoft?
Yes, I've been to it.
Sky High or Sky?
Yeah, that's it. Someone was saying play on trampolines, and I'd always thought about like one dude dodgeball there.
That'd be dangerous though, because like
of course,
you have to wear
absolutely dangerous.
Do you know how difficult dodgeball actually is in a trampoline place? It is so hard.
I think I talked to Robo Murray about this because he goes to those trampoline gyms every now and again, and I think he's in a dodgeball league. And I've heard it is very difficult.
Well, yeah, I've been to those trampoline back when I was doing cheer and I could tumble a little bit and stuff like that. I was practicing. I was trying to do the Assassin's Creed bird front into it, the swan dive kind of thing.
The
Yeah,
thing you just jump
it-
off.
it-
I mean, you can actually do that at Comic-Con. They actually had like a thing where you can do that.
Yeah.
The fall of the leap of faith.
Yeah, this
Really?
one, it was like the trampoline
They had
places,
it
you just...
last year at Comic-Con. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, the trampoline places, you do it into a foam pit.
Oh yeah,
So you
like
just
the-
go up really high, and then you just have
I
to
think
throw
they had
yourself
like a
correctly.
giant thing that hay like surrounding it, so from the side it looks like he just landed in a thing of hay. So that would be pretty cool.
You gotta learn. You gotta make sure you have the right body control when you try that.
I do want to go back and agree with Greg on one thing. Is that if it ever was possible to play airsoft on trampolines, you literally would have to strap down your
Full
head.
seal, and you'd have to have my iPro with retention on it,
Yeah.
so to keep it falling off.
I know some face masks have that included, like a strap that a lot of people believe goes under the chin, and I believe on some of them or most of them, it actually goes behind the head.
Because just imagine colliding with
Oh
somebody.
my God,
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
that'd
that's
be-
the thing. Like even just playing dodgeball, you'll collide with people. So play airsoft, all of, like the gear and the sharp edges and stuff.
Yeah, if you collide with
Yeah.
someone with a gun, yeah, that's
The gun.
that's-
If the gun falls, it's gonna puncture the trampoline.
Oh, that's true. That's a good
I
point.
was thinking like, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to have like an Avengers themed airsoft game where like the captain of one team is like Captain America and he's got the shield,
Mhm.
and then the other guy is like, it'd be like the Civil War. So the other guy's like Iron Man. He's got like glowing like hand thing.
That would be cool to just have
That'd
that
be
suit.
pretty cool.
Oh, I saw the Iron Man thing at Disneyland. That was cool.
Oh, yeah, I just went to
Those
this
suits
the
are
other day.
cool.
It's amazing how that place is actually developed over there.
Sarandrich or Sarandrick, he's watching from Uruguay,
Titanfall.
and I just want to say hi. How's it going? Sorry if I mangled your name.
Mechs.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, I just thought that. Yeah,
BattleTech or Titanfall, either of those would be righteous and awesome.
People do,
Mech
really good
Assault.
People do really good Titanfall cosplay. I actually saw a couple Titanfall cosplayers the last con.
I would actually like to see that just because like those are really cool kits. There actually was a game using mechs a couple years ago, and I know Team Therapist took part because they actually made a bunch of the
Oh
mechs.
yeah, they like yeah.
The best part about it though is like, well, one of the cool parts is that most of the mechs had 2 machine guns, but one of the mechs did not have ventilation. They would put
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
they put computer fans on there to vent some of the air and to keep it somewhat cool. Well, Mongo's in one of them, and you know what he did?
He farted.
He farted, and then he realized he's like, "Oh God, I'm sorry, there's no ventilation." And he started freaking out. He's like, "I immediately regret this decision."
He chemical warfare on himself.
On himself, yeah.
I think they actually had them at Black Shield last year.
Possibly
the mech
possibly.
suits.
Mm.
They're like World War II themed kind of stuff, if I remember correctly.
Oh yeah, it's based on a comic book, which I actually have a couple of them. It's called Dust Wars, as if a UFO crashes into Siberia and parts of Germany in the middle of World War II, and all the different powers take this into technology, and the World War II just keeps going on because they keep making crazier and crazier weapons, including walking tanks.
So I saw something that said care packages, and I was thinking it'd be really cool to have a low flying prop plane. Just throw like a soft box of like or whatever of like guns or ammo,
Like
or
a
whatever.
missile launcher or
like
something.
a crate of Elite Force BBs on the battlefield, and like, I mean, hopefully it wouldn't land on anyone.
Yeah, I think a soft box with like
Yeah.
light stuff that'd work out
Yeah.
pretty well. And just a solid
That'd be
parachute.
cool. It's got batteries in it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
All right, let's think of just a couple more things before we're done with the live show, because we got about 8-9 minutes left. Metro Station game. That'd be
Oh
pretty
yeah,
fun.
like Operation Metro.
What's up, PV Airsofting, watching from Hong Kong? Nice to see you here.
Got it.
Let's see, Airsoft game on Alcatraz. We did talk about that, and that
That'd
would
be
be righteous.
Uh-huh.
Oh yes.
Actually, when I was in middle school and I just started playing Airsoft and I was still playing paintball, I remember walking through the Library of Congress and thinking like, God, there's so many levels and angles here. I would love to play here, and that would never happen.
That would be like a hardline map.
Yeah.
That
You
would
know,
totally be like a
speaking
hardline map.
of the jails, I believe actually one of the Lion Claws events is being held at an old prison. It's the one that was in The Longest Yard
Oh yeah,
in
that's right.
Arizona or
Prison
something
would
like that.
actually be pretty cool.
Which I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Trying to think, what else would be good to have?
Moonbase.
Well, yeah, that's a good idea.
Zero G. That would be zero G.
That'd be
combat
really
too.
fun.
Or low grad. That'd be super low.
Just wouldn't want to get a hole in the suit.
Yeah, right.
Moonraker.
Moonraker, nice reference. Let's see, what would be another really cool Airsoft event?
Oh, we've covered quite a bit.
I know, but there's
Hey,
always
ooh.
more.
Someone said an
Yeah.
airsoft in Disneyland.
That'd be really fun.
The Red October?
On a submarine, you mean?
No, the Red October.
You know, it's funny.
The submarine,
yeah.
the Red October.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With Sean Connery.
That would be
Playing a
similar
Russian,
to
figure that
finding
one out.
A ship.
It'd be what?
Yeah, it's very similar to fighting on a ship.
Yeah, because of small corridors and all that.
It's funny someone mentioned Disneyland because I was there last night, and it was just like Disneyland has so many like intricacies. And like think of like Beverly Hills Cop when the guys are like fighting and like.
Oh yeah. So many. I want that.
You're like
giant
going through
gun
the dinosaur
with a microwave.
area,
And...
Actually, where are you at? I'm on Astro Blaster. Where are you? I'm taking fire in Space
and like
Mountain.
someone's shooting at you from like the Ferris wheel or whatever.
Yeah,
right.
that would be or the spinning rocket ride.
Or like you're fighting in like the Buzz Lightyear ride that you're walking through, or Star Tours. Hey, dude, that thing's like legit. Like Star Tours.
I actually
they upgraded it quite a bit.
The thing is, actually, I can't really go on. The 3D makes me kind of nauseous now. Yeah. If it wasn't 3D, I'd be fine. It's the 3D. It gives me a headache. I'm like, oh. Except I'm sad that there's no longer like, is this your first time flying? It's mine too. The old robot.
Really quick, Kyle McLean, your shout out is approved. Zach Fauble, please forgive me if I screwed up your name. You're watching from Cuba, possibly, and your shout out is approved.
Yeah, someone's been watching too much Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I like that show. A carnival, not bad. I like that.
Summer theme park.
Yeah.
Oh,
Asgard.
The old LA Zoo in Griffith Park. Griffith Park, the old Los Angeles County Zoo.
Oh yeah, no, I just haven't seen it, so I was trying to picture it.
Oh well, it's if you ever go to the haunted hayride, the haunted hayride goes through the entire zoo.
Fight on the Golden Gate Bridge.
That would be dope.
Yes. Just
like
all
Planet of the
those
Apes
movies,
or something.
yeah, all those movies and stuff. Would be pretty sick.
Let's see. Another thing. What's that Mad Max movie coming out?
I don't know when it's coming out.
No, what's it called? Like
Road
of something?
I forgot what the subtitle was.
Okay. Well, Mad Max theme game for me would be kind of fun, just like a fleet of vehicles and such.
Yeah.
And weird like football shoulder pads and cod pieces.
Yeah, don't judge me. All right, what else would be good?
It's Dave Valencia.
Actually, oh, really?
Yeah,
what's up, Dave Valencia?
Oh, hey.
Pleasure to see you again. Thanks for coming out for Hunger Games.
A few months ago, I went with my dad to a Clippers game for a work thing. And I was just thinking, like, Staples Center would be kind of fun to play Airsoft in. Like, you got the main, kill center, but, like, all the hallways and the different ways up to the different levels.
Yeah, we actually almost played in the Oakland Raiders Stadium. Almost.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
But we still got to play with the Raiders, and that was pretty cool.
One suggestion that I don't think would go over well, Pripyat.
Yeah, except for the whole radiation.
Yeah, dilemma.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But it would be
also, that is probably the creepiest place I've ever seen.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's like radiated dogs and stuff.
Fury Road, that's it. Okay, thank you, Actual
Fury
Gaming.
Road.
Vegas.
Casino, yeah, that would be really cool.
Rainbow Six Vegas?
No, I just meant Vegas in general.
I like Rainbow Six Vegas.
Yeah, Mineshaft, someone earlier was someone playing Airsoft on Mineshaft using the mine carts.
Oh, like Indiana Jones?
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
What about any of the Fallout?
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be totally dope. Runes of DC. Shout out to MTAC Airsoft, who's watching from Michigan, where it is very, very cold. So stay warm. Bob, do you play Battlefield? I do, but this guy plays a lot more than I do.
And there's a guy who plays more than me. His name's Level Cap.
What? No, yeah. Check out Level Cap Gaming. Check out Spartan117GW on YouTube. Great channels, highly suggested, and time well spent. That said, we're actually got about 2 more minutes left. Amazon Rainforest. That would be really cool to play
IKEA.
That would be awesome. You don't have to buy any of the products after you shot them to crap. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah. Airsoft Battle on Air Force One. Not bad. Fight in the Snow on snowmobiles. That's one really fun.
That'd be pretty legit.
Kayak Airsoft would be sick. I would agree with that. And it'd be really funny when someone flips over. Working Haunted House. Yes.
That'd be terrifying.
Yes.
My thought is, how about any place that's very large and has a lot of weak glass? So when you shoot, it just explodes and you keep firing.
Maybe like one of those movies or a place full of mirrors.
I want to actually, this is not related to Airsoft bucket list, but I just want to throw this out there. I went to a haunted house last year, and the whole thing was really scary. Everything was like jump out at you, gross stuff, people sneak up behind you. And the last room was just the weirdest of all. We went in the room, and then the lights turn up, and there's 4 couches and 4 people in bunny suits, and none of them are moving. and then the lights start dimming, and we're like, oh my god, we have to leave. And right before we
Trying
leave,
to find the exit, like, where's it?
well, no, there's a door, but you have to walk in like through these like 4 bunnies and bunny suits. And I know. And as we're leaving, like 3 of them were actual people, and all just jumped up and bum rushed us. We were like, oh god, like I almost pooped my pants.
God.
It was probably the scariest part. Anyway, not related. Zero gravity airsofting, that's a good one. Airport airsoft game would be interesting, but don't try it out.
Yeah.
Let's
that'd
see.
That'd be like that level from Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, that's true. Battle Shaft 722. Who is Commander Panda? Please tell me. Commander Panda is actually this really nice gentleman who is, I believe, the supervisor, or what would his title be at GI Tactical, Virginia? I believe floor lead.
Supervisor or floor lead or something like that.
I feel bad. Well, forgive me, Commander Panda. But anyway, he works at our GI Tactical Virginia location. Really great guy. He's got a beard, which is solid because I can't grow a very good one. But he's going to be leading the rebel troops, handpicked by me, on the East Coast. So I have full confidence in him, and make sure you fight on the rebel side. That's very important because we need those strategic objectives for the final battle of BB Wars this year.
Before we go, I thought of one. A mine.
We just said that.
We already said.
We did?
Yeah, like 5 minutes ago.
I didn't hear it.
Indiana Jones.
No, I mean
you said
no.
Indiana
I'm not
Jones.
saying no. I'm not saying with the mine car. I mean like just like a
in
huge,
the mine caves.
Yeah, like old gold mines or whatever.
You know, it'd be sick.
Copperhead.
Yeah.
That's at a mine.
There actually is an airsoft field
Narnia.
called Copper Mine. That's not.
Oh really?
Yeah,
That's cool.
Kind of like.
Narnia. Okay. Is there a talking lion?
Perhaps.
Okay.
All right then. All right. Well, a rocket launch pad. That's Mall of America. I like that one. That's a good one.
Yes.
All right. Shout out to folks watching from Ohio. Your shout out is approved. But this is going to be the end of our live show. We actually went a bit over time. But thank you guys for staying with us and watching, and also throwing in your comments. There are a lot of really
soft bucket.
Yeah, a lot of really cool suggestions on this. But thank you guys for watching. Once again, we've got Bantha Bill. We've got Spartan117GW. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, check it out now, since the live show is just about over and you need some more things to watch
Shout
on
out
YouTube.
Poop Guy. I saw Poop Guy. He said for me shout out, so I said shout out Poop Guy.
Great work, Bill. Well, I'm Bob the X-Man Hildebrand following that up. Poop Guy. And this has been the GI TV live show. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye.